what's up, y'all? This is Aaron Gordon here. We're back here with the Aaron Gordon podcast. I'm here with my special guest and my all-time favorite teammate, Vijay Blackmon. Man, how's it going?
Man, what's good, E? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, I mean, obviously, you guys heard me say he's my favorite teammate of all time. So, you know, obviously that's a good thing for everyone to see and know and all that stuff. So, you know, just talk a little bit about, you know, just growing up, you know, what was it like growing up as a middle brother, growing up in Fort Wayne, you know, just your entire upbringing from, you know, when you first started, because you know, you got a unique story that not a lot of people know about and some people do know about it.
Yeah, first off, bro, thanks for saying that, though, because that means a lot coming from you. You're a big-time player, but just playing with my brothers and playing for my dad, it's been great. My dad, people don't know, he was probably one of Indiana's all-time top 10 players ever.
Yeah.
My dad was that, and then when James did what he did, and then Jalen's doing what he's doing, it's great that I'm a part of it.
So what was it like, you know, growing up in Fort Wayne? Obviously, you know, Indianapolis is the capital, but Fort Wayne is, you know, obviously the second largest city. What was it like growing there in like a hoop state of Indiana and, you know, just a major overall city, growing up where there's, you know, Spieth Fieldhouse and, you know, playing through there a little bit too. So, you know, what was that entire thing like just growing up in that area and, you know, kind of just being in like basketball heaven?
Man, growing up there, man, you know all the experiences we had. We've been playing together. We played together since the 3rd grade or the 4th grade.
I believe the first time was 3rd grade, but officially I think it was 4th. We played together one time at Conseco Fieldhouse.
Right,
yeah.
Right, and then we played together until we were what, 8th grade?
Yeah, played together till 8th grade.
Yep. So man, just all those experiences, and it was like they're memories to me. So you know how much they mean to me, man.
Yeah. So obviously, you know, with you know, you having a career, obviously in Fort Wayne, obviously having a successful career all throughout. What was it like going to Marion and, you know, kind of just following everyone in your family's footsteps and going there and making a name for yourself and actually having success, you know, with James there and without James there? Not a lot of people know that you had a ton of success when James had graduated and left. You know, what was that entire process like from your freshman year all the way to your senior year?
Yeah, before we went to Marion, it was kind of like I didn't know much about it, but then once you get there and see the gym and see how much history is in the gym, and now my dad has his number retired at Marion, number 24. James got his number retired, and I put up a state championship banner, and then Jalen's the all-time leading scorer there. So
yeah,
just being able to play somewhere, and our family's really a part of the Marion. We're part of the Marion community, so it means a lot, really.
So what do you think is your favorite memory from, you know, Marion in general? Because obviously you didn't have some good ones. What's so funny is I was just talking to somebody else and he was a Tech graduate and everyone remembers that game your sophomore year when y'all played against Tech.
Tech, that's probably not one of my favorite memories.
But what was one of your favorite memories though? Because I know like you have a ton of really good experiences over there.
Probably, I think it was my senior year. We were in the regional finals, and I had a really good game in a big time environment. Like it was loaded, so that was probably my favorite memory, honestly. What about you?
In high school, this is tough. I would probably say my first game with Cathedral. My first game back with Cathedral, I had 30. It was against a good Franklin team that I believe had only lost like one game at that point. And they had Marcus Burks that was on that team. Like they obviously had like a really good coach. Like they were a really good team. So I was kind of nervous because obviously not only was it my first game with Cathedral, like I still didn't know half the plays and I had to play with a whole new teammate, but we went up against like a veteran. They had about like 5 seniors, a lot of really good juniors, another really good, you know, Indian all-star level player on that team. So I was kind of nervous. And then just, you know, after I hit my first basket, I was like, all right, this is going to be a good night. So that's probably one of my favorite memories in high school. I would have to say that was probably it in terms of that. And then obviously I think my first high school game ever was another one that I always cherish because I had 31 against Pike my very first game. So those two, I would say my 2 debuts are probably my favorite high school memories.
Sure.
So, you know, Obviously, what was it like when you decided to go to St. Francis? What was that experience like, and how did you go about your recruitment process?
So St. Francis offered me a full ride, and people don't know I had a couple of D2s and I had St. Francis. I ended up taking that offer, and then I played there and I played good. I ended up playing well. And I thrived there, and then I decided to transfer and I walked on to IU. So.
What made you decide to transfer to IU? Obviously, James wasn't there at the time. What made you decide that you want to go there?
Really just being a part of the culture at IU. It's a huge program, and I actually learned a lot from Coach Cliff Marshall there, like the strength coach there. I talked to him to this day, so I met a lot of good people, and it's IU,
Yeah, man, it's so funny because when you at St. Francis, I saw you. I believe I saw you at the mall or somewhere. I was like, dang, Vijay got skinny, man. They had him running everywhere, and then all of a sudden, I saw you at what's that restaurant? I saw you at a Tex Roadhouse, and all of a sudden you're all muscular and everything. I'm like, dang, man, IU, them dudes be on steroids, man. Because that's how I was with Evan too.
Coach Cliff is different than Coach Cliff Marshall. Look him up. He's like that.
Yeah. No, I heard quite a bit about him. Obviously, we both have a ton of ties with IU, and people have raved about him. I mean, you could tell with the differences of how everyone looks, before they come into IU to while they're playing and after. It's a big difference. So, obviously, what was your experience like with Lindenwood? Because I know a lot of people don't know, but you were dominating in Lindenwood. You were having a really good career over there in Lindenwood. What was that like, going, back down to a level that, you thrived in? What was that entire experience like?
Man, Lindenwood was a great experience. I ended up getting my master's degree, got to play.
Yeah.
And, I had a coach there that really believed in me. So he let me run the point. And I played for 2 years. I got loose.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What was it like, man? Because a lot of people don't really understand, like, what was it like, having to graduate in 3 years? Because, like, I graduated in 4, even though a couple of transfer credits didn't transfer over from when I went to Seton Hall to Valpo. I still felt like I did so much work, and I didn't fail a class. I didn't do anything. It was just so much work. What was it like graduating in 3 years, being a college basketball player?
Man, so it helped me because from my credits from St. Francis, they all transferred to IU.
Yeah.
Marion High School, I got some couple credits there, but at IU, I was locked in on school, and I just wanted to work hard as far as I can in basketball, and I ended up making it happen in 3 years. So, man, It was hard work.
Man, it's crazy because, I look back at my career, especially like my younger career, and you're like, it's like I always have a vision with you right there, right next to me. It's like a crazy feeling.
I wish we would play together in high school, bro.
I know, I wish so too. Like, that's one thing I always look back at. I'm like, dang, I wish me and Vijay would have played together more in high school.
I was at my best when I was with Vijay and Eron.
Yeah, it was Vijay and Eron. It's crazy because our styles are they contrast very well. Like, what you do well is something that I may struggle in. What you did well is something, what I do well is maybe some of you struggling. Like, it was like the perfect storm, man. And that was, to me, the perfect part because, talking to Coach Peterson about it, it was fun, going back and listening to Coach Peterson and all these stories. Like, the one of my favorite AU trips was when we went down to New Orleans, and it was a unique trip because, like, obviously, like, you went down, we had a good time in Virginia Beach. We went to all the other nationals, all that stuff. But I think that one trip, we was in 4th grade. And it was unique because not New Orleans had just got hit by Katrina. We saw Chris Paul there at the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, there was a lot of stuff going on. Eric had just got drafted like a week before. It was just a great time for me. And then, like, obviously to grow with you and to, obviously to have your dad, playing the league, and have your brother who was, at that time ascending into a really, 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 nationally known recruit. It was like the perfect storm. And you were one person I could really relate to and, talk about as all that mess was going on because, being a 4th grader, that just didn't happen too often. And to be able to travel down and to be one of the top teams in the country, and it was a crazy experience for me.
For sure, me too.
What do you think is your all-time favorite experience as an AU player?
I would say those days.
Yeah.
It was Coach Peterson was our coach. Those are probably my favorite days, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So, what are you trying to get into now? Like, obviously, I know we talked a little bit, at the end of the All-Star game. But, what are you looking forward to get into, and what experiences are you looking to get out of it?
Man, so I'm currently doing an internship at Grand Canyon University. I'm getting to work with Coach Jackson in the weight room, and I'm actually in the PhD program there as well. I'm studying performance psychology, so I'm pretty busy now.
So what is that process going to be like? So you're going to have to get your PhD. What type of stuff are they going to have lined up? Is the PhD going to be going towards your internship, or is your internship already there?
It's already there. I'm in school though at Grand Canyon. Right now it's just the early stages of my program, but
yeah,
I'm gonna get an opportunity to just learn from Coach Jackson in the weight room and whatever he offers.
Dang, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So you're out there in Arizona. How do you like the Grand Canyon campus?
Oh, it's awesome here, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was funny because like 6 years ago, Grand Canyon used to kind of just be like nothing. Now it's like probably the nicest campus in the country now. Like
growing campus too. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I know Evan went to Arizona State, and we just drove by the campus, and Evan was telling me how much bigger the school is about to be, and at the time Grand Canyon was, I mean, obviously it's a thriving program, but at the time it was just little Grand Canyon, and was like, man, like this campus is about to grow, everything about this is about to be different. I'm just like, I was like, man, and the next thing you know, I look back up like a year or two ago, I'm like, they're a prominent program and everything. Obviously, they got Coach Drew there now. Obviously, they got your brother there. And it's like now I'm starting to have a ton of ties to Grand Canyon now. Because like I know Evan went to Arizona State, and we just drove by the campus, and Evan was telling me how much bigger the school is about to be, and at the time Grand Canyon was, I mean, obviously it's a thriving program, but at the time it was just little Grand Canyon, and was like, man, like this campus is about to grow, everything about this is about to be different. I'm just like, I was like, man, and the next thing you know, I look back up like a year or two ago, I'm like, they're a prominent program and everything. Obviously, they got Coach Drew there now. Obviously, they got your brother there. And it's like now I'm starting to have a ton of ties to Grand Canyon now. Can you hear me? Well, I think some connection went bad. So, Vijay, tell me a little bit about your experience, with GCU's campus when you first got on it.
Yeah, it's a great campus. They have they're building a whole new weight room, so it's a growing school, and I think they're gonna be great this year.
So with your brother, what was his recruitment process like? Because I know he had like a really unique situation. What was his recruitment process like?
So Jay, he narrowed his list down to like 5 schools, and we all felt like Grand Canyon was gonna give him the best opportunity to be able to be himself and play his game. So Coach Drew is great too. So I think that's what kind of led to it.
It's interesting because Coach Drew, I'm at his alma mater now, but he recruited me a little bit when he was at Vanderbilt, recruited me a little bit when he was here at Valpo, and now he got little Jay. And it's crazy because like I think he's one of the most underrated coaches in the country. I really do. Like if you look at his track record and what he's done with Valpo, and obviously struggled a little bit towards the end of Vanderbilt, but he's still a really good coach, man. Like me personally, knowing him just a little bit, I don't know him too much. I think Jay would like him. I think you would like him. Have you, talked to him, met him a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I met Coach.
Yeah. Was it y'all got someone over there that's like that has like a 51-inch vertical or something?
Oh yeah, Ruggsy. Yeah, Sean Miller. He's number 0.
Does he really have a 51-inch vertical?
He can fly, bro. Look at the picture. Look on the.
But is it really 51 inches? That's got to be like the highest vertical ever.
Yeah, we just tested the vertical the other day, man. He had a 51-inch vertical.
Dude, that stuff is crazy. So, being a strength coach, obviously it's a little different nowadays, Well, how do you plan on doing it? Do you plan on doing it with a school? Do you plan on having your own? Do you plan on doing a lot of stuff virtually, in person? How do you plan on, doing your own, strength training and stuff?
I'm getting to work with like the Coach Jackson. He's a really good college basketball strength coach. So that would probably be my ultimate goal to get to that level and be a strength coach at that level.
So that's what you want to do. You definitely want to be not high school, but a college strength coach.
Right now, that's what it's looking like, bro.
Would you ever do pro or high school? Or you definitely want to stick to college?
Yeah, I'll do it all, but right now with just the internship in school, I'm trying to really get all the information and learn as much as I can, and then hopefully I can see,
No, I mean by like in the future, like let's say you done did college for 5-10 years. Would you ever want to go pro, or do you want to stay college, or do you want to go to high school ever?
I would go pro for sure.
You definitely would. What do you think? Was there a moment to where you said, okay, I really want to do strength conditioning? Like was there like a certain moment, or was you just like, oh, I'm gonna just randomly do it one day?
Yeah, because you kind of remember, bro, I had like the ACL when I was 12, and I had the ACL when I was 17.
Yeah.
And then just last year at Lindenwood, I had a major surgery on my wrist. So just like how I was able to come back from the injuries, I feel like I could I'll be good at doing that. That's what kind of led to it, honestly.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing ever, because Cocoa Beach Nationals, that was the craziest thing ever, because we were there. My dad was coaching the grade above us, and I was playing with the Indy Hoosiers. You were playing with your dad's squad with Chandler and the crew. So, I was talking to you every single day down there, because we were favored to win a national championship that year. And man, that was the craziest thing. Cause so we were getting ready to go in the Final Four, and my dad called me and said, Vijay, he tore his ACL, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And man, I was crying, man, because I'm telling you, it was the craziest thing to me. Like, what was that experience like for you? Because obviously, I called you, I think, a day or two later. What was that experience like?
Man, really, at that time, my family, we really didn't know like much about an ACL tear, because I was only 12, and then James actually tore both of his ACLs. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
And then Jalen had that tear as well. So it's crazy, but we all bounced back from them, and we all bounced back and worked hard. I think they made us better.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think things like that make you mentally tougher. It makes you more dialed in. What do you think it did for you to help? Because obviously, after you tore your ACL twice, you still went to play a long college basketball career of 5 years. Like, what do you think that did for you?
Like you were saying, I haven't missed a game since I was like 14 till I was last year. And just to think about, as a young kid going through all those injuries, and I kept coming back, and I wasn't missing any games. I was playing with ACL tears, and just to think about that, what I went through, kind of like makes me feel like it was a great experience. I learned from it, and then finally getting to play at Lindenwood, that meant a lot too.
So what was it like when you found out when you were 17? What was that experience like? Because I remember that too. I found out on Twitter because I was following your game, and I found out then. What was that experience like? So
that was my junior year. So you know how it's kind of like the last year you get to kind of play in front of the college coaches. So it's kind of like I was excited for that summer, and then just tearing my ACL, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was able to bounce back, and I didn't miss a high school. I tore my ACL in August. No, I tore it in July.
Yeah.
I came that same year, and I didn't miss a high school game.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, what was the rehab process for you like?
Really, Dave Kuhn, he's a physical therapist in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I kind of just spent a lot of time with him and learned from him. So, it's just really hard work. It is what you can get back from any injury. I feel like work hard.
Dang, man. So when you were at Marion, did you go home to Fort Wayne quite a bit?
Yeah, for sure.
So you kind of felt like you were a professional player. So you would go there to play, and then you would probably come back on the weekends to Fort Wayne? How would that work out?
It wasn't like that every day, but yeah, we still came back to Fort Wayne quite a bit, bro.
Dang.
Yeah.
So like you guys had a house there in Marion, and you guys would just go back.
Yeah, because I played at Lures my freshman year, and then Marion, so it was a quick transition, you know.
So James had 1 year at Marion. You had 3.
That year he had like 54 points his like first game there.
Yeah.
And then he went crazy that year.
Dang. That I'm telling you, man, like it's crazy how much time has passed. Like, cause that was when you were. That was been 5 years since we've been in high school now. It's been 5.
Right.
So what was that feeling like when we got snubbed off the Indiana All-Star list? Because I know I was shocked. There was a couple people I felt should have made it that didn't. You know, what was your feeling when you got snubbed off?
Man, I mean, me and Reggie Jones, we were both seniors, and we won state that year, and I felt like we were both high-profile players. So I don't know. It is what it is. Both my brothers got to play in the game. I got to go experience it that way. So that's how I look at it.
So, you know, what was that feeling like, you know, going all the way to state? Because obviously, you know, winning state in Indiana is tough. Like, I don't care what division, what level, you know, winning state in Indiana is tough because not only are the teams in your area good, those teams on the outskirts take so much pride in, you know, no matter if they don't have, you know, people who are going to play basketball in college, it's still really tough to beat those teams. You know, what was it like going all the way and experiencing that? Because that's something that I sadly did not get to do.
It was a great experience because my dad was my coach, and winning state with your dad as your coach is awesome. And then we had a group of 4 seniors, Reggie, Juan, and then we had Jordan Smith. We were all seniors that year, so just to go out with the state championship, that's the best way to go out, I feel like.
Yeah. Facts. So what was it like playing for your dad? Like, was that like a hard thing to do? Like,
nah.
It wasn't?
Nah, that's the best thing to do. But my dad always held us accountable for everything, but he was someone who lets us kind of play through mistakes and build confidence. So you're able to play and play through mistakes. It's hard to, you know what I'm saying?
Because I know like there's always been a stigma of like people saying, oh, you're playing daddy ball. You know, were people when they came in, did they have that mindset like your old teammates, they come in that mindset of like, was it kind of weird? Like, you know,
I mean, I tried that at first, but they couldn't really do that because we were the best players. So
no, it's not that. What I'm saying is like, were they afraid to say anything bad about your dad? Like when you guys were around or like you guys go in the locker room? Because
it was nothing like that, bro. It was all the guys kind of really respected what we were doing, and it was really, we joked, and then it was normal.
Yeah, see, because I know like that's happened a lot with teams is like, you know, whenever you have like coaches' kids there, like it was always like, you know, you go in the locker room and, you know, people wanted to say something about the coach or, you know, decisions that he made. And, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, you know, is he going to tell him that we said that, or is he going to do this, or is he going to do that? Like, it wasn't like that at all.
They knew I was their teammate first.
Yeah.
And then kind of kept it like that.
Yeah, I know that's got to be hard. And, you know, I haven't played on a team like that since, you know, past high school. Obviously, you know, you have, you know, middle school and elementary school, but past high school, I don't think I've never even ever experienced that. AAU, high school, college has never really been that way for me. So that's probably really unique, man. So, you know, obviously, what was it like, you know, having a dad that, you know, has had a storied Indiana career? Like, do people ask you about him all the time and all that?
Yeah, so I got to watch his highlights recently, and he was really he was really good. And then he got to play at Kentucky.
And he used to jump center. That's one thing that I always remembered because, like, I saw a lot of photos of him, and he's jumping center at like 6'4", 6'5" against dudes who are 7 foot.
Yeah, he taught us a lot, and he's the way we are. He's the way we're that good right now.
Yeah. Dang, man. So obviously, you know, what do you have looking forward here? You know, I know we're going to, you know, end up wrapping this up here pretty soon, but, you know, what do you have forward looking to, you know, just in your journey, your career, you know, your career path, and, you know, what are some dreams and goals that you have that you want to accomplish?
Hopefully I can graduate in 2 years. I got 2 more years.
That's going to be tough.
I knocked out my master's in 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still getting to work with this internship and then go to school. So let me see what I can do, bro.
Dang. So you're looking forward to doing that. How long is the program supposed to be for?
It's 2.5 years.
And what are you getting it? Where are you getting it for?
Performance psychology.
Okay. Yeah. Dang, that's going to be tough.
Well, what's your goals this year, bro?
So right now I'm still in this loophole. Right now I'm still in sports administration, get my master's. I'm about to finish here soon. So I just got to figure out, exactly what steps I want to take next. Cause obviously, I still want to play after my college career. So I have to figure out, what makes sense. Should I do another master's? Should I do like a certificate? I'm still, trying to figure it out. Obviously I wanted to do the PhD route, but I still had to take these 39, sports administration credits, and I didn't want to load myself up during the year. So it was kind of tough. It was kind of tough this year. I took 15 credit hours, so it was a lot of work. Yeah, man. But anyways, thanks for joining the podcast, man. I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to have you on some more so we can talk some more basketball, some more news, everything like that too.
Yeah, sounds good to me, man. Hit me up.
All right, for sure.